5 things college didn't teach me but that I learned from life. Number 1 is easily going to be how to properly manage all of your finances. I remember having a class in high school that covered how to use like checks and how to do like basic things and have like a bank account with checking and savings. But other than that, it did not go into detail like the real world is. You have probably heard people say they don't teach you about finances in school, and that is exactly how I felt. See, in the real world, you have all of the monthly payments, you have insurances, you have unexpected bills, you have, budgeting for all of your stuff, your income, you have whether you do tithing or not, then you got all of your entertainment, then you have to make sure you have enough money left over for all your rent or food and everything like that. And all of that just adds up. And in school, you're just not used to it because, your parents might be taking care of it, or maybe you are on your own and you're learning these things, but you're not having any good guidance in school along the way. So the number one thing that I did to learn a lot of things was obviously my parents, but also just talking to people about finances or watching things online for people like myself who are trying to share with the world knowledge that can be picked up easily. So I'm going to show you some ways of how you can properly manage your finances no matter what age you are and how much money you make. So the number one thing is try to get a budget sheet. There is one I can link in the description that I use for my family household budget that is perfect. It literally has an itemized thing for every single expense, down to like your gym, down to your business income or business expenses if you have that, whatever it may be. It breaks it all down. Then you have your regular monthly expenses that are always going to be the same, like your rent or like your car payment or whatever it may be. You can itemize everything, and then it starts to deduct from how much you make, how much you'll have left over. You can even put in how much you invest or how much you want to invest. You can kind of see like, hey, I can up my investing and I still have money left over to put into savings. So I think that is one of the best things that people can do. A second way that I think it is great to have a way to properly manage your finances is to get a mentor if you can. Maybe it's someone in the church, or maybe it's one of your family friends, or maybe someone in your family that understands money that can help mentor you on money. If you know nothing about it, it's great to get a mentor. I think that is a great way to kind of sit down, especially with people in your church or people that are involved in various organizations or businesses. They're always willing to help younger people, or really anybody in general, obviously, to better understand money. So go to number 2, that it's another thing that they really don't teach in school is high income skills. I felt like when I was in school, a lot of it was just very basic skills in a lot of different areas. And I get it, like it's school, they're supposed to touch on different subjects, teach you different things. But what I'm saying is these high income skills when you get out of school, like if you have a high income skill of selling, like being a salesman, you can go make a lot of money outside of school in almost any industry. You could go be a solar salesman, you can go sell cars, whatever it may be, medical parts. You can make so much money in those different areas because it's a high income skill. Like not everyone is a good salesman, and if you're good at it, then you can go make lots of money. Another high income skill would be, coding software. That is a very high income skill right now, because you could code your own thing and make money on the side, or you can also go to all these tech companies that there's a shortage of software engineers, that all this software is being developed all the time. They need developers every single day. They're looking for new ones. That's another high income skill, and you don't even have to go to school for 4 years for that. I had a friend who went for 6 months to a program, and he is making the same amount of money as one of his friends who went for 4 years and spent way more money, spent 4 years of school, and he only went for 6 months. That's crazy to me. So learning high income skills gives you leverage over your peers. A lot of your peers in school are going to have, basic skills. They're not going to have any high income skills that are going to set you apart in the job you're trying to get. So moving on to the third thing is how to become wealthier, smarter, and have better people in your circle. So to dive into that, we'll start with the people in your circle. The peers that are in your circle in school, they're not going to be the best route for learning about life lessons, to try to get wisdom on certain subjects, to learn about money, to learn about, business or things like that. There's going to be the outliers, right? There's going to be people like you who are trying to achieve more out of life than the normal college kid. But I would have to say the majority of people that you're going to school with, they're not going to be the best. They're great to hang out with. They're great to have friends and have the network and to work together and things like that. But if you're trying to get a better network, you're gonna have to talk to people that are older than you. I went to this event in Nashville with my school, and I went with like a few of my kids, and I networked. I tried to network more than the other kids. I talked to this guy that actually helped change our company by getting us so many clients because I met him. He was older, he was an older gentleman, and when I say older, he's like not that much older, but he was older than the college kids there. And I talked to him. I actually complimented on his Gary Vee shoes, and he gave me his business card. We got connected. I shot some stuff for him, and then eventually started working with him, and our company is getting clients from him. We actually just landed one the other day for our company. So it's things like that, networking with people outside of your friend group or outside of your normal age range is going to exponentially help grow your life and your network. And what I found out is if I hung out with college kids all the time, I would just get distracted. They would be trying to invite you to parties, or they would be having you go to these events. And I'm not saying you shouldn't live your life in college. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're wanting to go to the next level, these are things you're going to have to do, and there's some things you just have to say no to. All right, so the fourth thing is going to be about credit and how credit cards work. This is literally something that is so not touched on in school. My whole journey is how credit cards work and how the credit is affected. A lot of kids are just signing up for credit cards. They don't even know exactly what it's going to be doing to them short term and long term. It's just like, oh, you should get this credit card because you're getting like $250 off your purchase. Or, hey, if you would have bought like on Amazon, if you would have used the Amazon credit card, you would have saved this much money. And I'm not saying I don't have credit cards or whatever, but in school, you're not taught these things. You have to go learn these things outside of your schooling. Credit is basically all depending on how much debt you have and how you use it and paying it off, right? So say you have a credit card and you pay it off every single month, you rack up a ton of money, but you still pay it off. If you break the 30% that hits your statement, so 30% of your thing. So say your limit on your credit card is $10,000. 30% of that would be $3,000. So say your statement was over $3,000, like $4,500, right? Well, that would kind of ding your credit score because you're over 30% utilization. So what you want to do is make sure you're under that 30%. You always want to keep it off below that, and then also make sure you're paying it off every single month. You do not want to go a month. So when it says the minimum payment due $35, never do that. Always make sure you are paying the full amount. You want to make sure that thing is paid off every single month. You want no dings against your credit score. And then a lot of people might get scared or go open a new credit card and think they should cancel their old one. No, you don't want to cancel the old one. You just want to leave it be. You can actually cut it up, throw it away, or keep it in a safe or whatever you want to do if you need it for later on. But you should not cancel it, because canceling it means that the credit bureau, whatever, they're going to look at it and say that you're opening and canceling credit all the time, and they're going to ding your score as well. So all of these things have factors. And this video, this is not financial advice. You should go do your own research. You should go look at everything. But I'm telling you, these are just things that they don't teach in school. And I'm going to go into the fifth thing here, which Dave Ramsey will not like, and that is how to leverage debt. And I'm not saying you should go into debt, right? What I'm saying is they don't teach you how to leverage it. There's a stigma about debt and how bad it is. But what I mean by that is if you want to start a business and you really have a sound idea and maybe you started making money in it, but to go to the next level, you need a business loan, or you need an investor to come in and they're getting some percentage on that. But a lot of people don't understand that you can leverage things like a business loan to start your business to be able to pay off. Or maybe you're getting into real estate and you're not going to buy that first home in full. You don't have the cash, but you want to get in the game because you know how to do repairs and all that, and you're going to flip it. There's so many things you can learn in so many ways how you can leverage debt. For example, Apple actually has a massive cash reserve, but they still use debt because they're able to get debt cheaper than what their cash makes them. So for example, and this is only when the scenarios line up, but let's say that you're able to put all your money into a certain very safe investment account with all your cash, and you're making 5%, right? Like for a massive company having 5% on their cash coming back. Okay, so say they're getting 5% coming back, but then they can go and borrow money for 2%. There's a 3% difference there. But for a personal example, it would be into the real estate. It would be buying your first home or getting into the real estate game where you don't have the cash up front, but you're able to leverage the debt to be able to get people in to rent your place. You're having cash flow to be able to pay off more than the mortgage, have leftover, maybe pay the home off faster, and work to paying that home off, and then being able to get your second home. You got to like and subscribe before you go. Liking is going to help the YouTube algorithm. It's a little secret if you didn't know. And comment if there's anything you liked or disliked about this video. I want to know. And this is Hunter here. Hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.